Outsourcing is essentially the act of asking another company to do a particular work process from your company. So for example, company A will ask company B to do the accounting work for their company. That's basically what outsourcing is. Offshoring is the act where the work is now being asked to be done in another country. So onshore, work will be done in the same country. Offshore is it will be done in a different country. In the offshore environment, again, there are two types. There are what they call the near shore and the far shore. If, for example, the company is based in the United States, near shore would really be Mexico, Latin America, because it's near the United States. Offshore or far shore would be India or the Philippines. These are the two leading countries because it is farther away from the United States. The first reason why companies would usually outsource is to save on costs. If you, for example, send the work to the Philippines, the cost of labor in the Philippines is much less than that of the United States. That is usually the primary reason for outsourcing. The other reason, however, over time, is that they find that not only are they able to save on costs, but in a lot of cases, they're actually able to achieve quality improvements in the work. Why is that? It's because, for example, answering phones in a call center environment, the call centers here in the Philippines, that is their daily work. They have now built that into a science on how they're supposed to answer calls and manage calls. That is not the nature of the work of a manufacturing company, for example. So in the end, they achieve quality improvements, they achieve better customer satisfaction when they outsource or send it offshore. Theoretically, any process can be outsourced, but initially the focus is on jobs that are repetitive, that are labor-intensive. That's what they usually outsource first. Why? Because those are the easier ones to outsource. Over time, what has been happening is such that after they initially outsource one particular job function and they're happy with the results, they will now ask the company to do some more. It becomes more and more complex. So for example, initially you could outsource from an accounting perspective accounts payable. You're happy with the results, you'll now say, okay, let's try accounts receivable as well. Then you go into general accounting. The next thing you know, it's cost accounting, or in short, the whole spectrum of accounting practices. That is the usual direction of outsourcing. The biggest challenge with outsourcing is that you're asking somebody else to do the job for you. As a result, you tend to take more time to manage the project because you're sending it to somebody else. This is compounded when you send it offshore to another country. It results in intensive and costly project planning and execution, a lot of mobilization work that is involved, and a lot of times there are cultural differences, and you have to deal with the cultural differences in order to make sure that you're providing the level of service that the customers of the client expect is provided.